to the American Gunfighter Podcast. Hosted by your instructors from Ghost Ring Tactical. With their combined experience in the military, law enforcement, firearms instructing industry, and security, they'll be discussing tactics, training, firearms, and equipment to help you become an even better American gunfighter.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the American Gunfighter Show. Tonight, my guests with me are Marcos Sanchez.
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Good evening.
Across from me, Mike Note.
Hello, as always.
And next to him is DJ Calloway.
How's it going tonight?
All right, so tonight we were asked to talk about plates. We've talked about plenty of our gear, plate carriers, all that kind of stuff, but we really haven't dove too deep into the type of plates that we run. And what we did is we just pulled out all the different plates that we have bought throughout the years. Some of us have more than others. So we're going to talk about regular armor. We're going to talk about backpack armor. We're going to talk about female designed armor and get into all that kind of stuff.
Wait. It's armor?
Yeah, I think I misunderstood the assignment.
Plates?
Yeah, I was
Plates?
You said plates. I brought plates. I got
Listen,
paper
so
plates
these
and
are
some,
those are
like,
one-time use
disposable.
only.
And then these are
Ceramic. This is
fancy
ceramic. You heard of them
ones?
ceramic plates, right?
So did you put those underneath?
No.
What?
Maybe.
Wait a minute.
It's wrong plates.
Retarded color. That's nice. That's a nice color.
It's good.
Yeah. So we're
We're
not
not
going
at square plates. We got round
we're not going
plates.
to talk about these type of plates like these jokesters try to throw out there. We're going to talk about armor.
armor
Armor
plates.
plates. There goes
Right
that
there
one.
with Hollywood's phone. If you know, you know.
So we're going to be talking about all the different types. We're going to be talking about the different levels. You guys said we want to talk about a little bit price point.
Sure.
'Cause Marcus brought up a story about price point.
Yeah, what money gets you?
Yeah, and really talk about, it's like for you, what you guys need out there or what you don't need.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about different shapes. So I think so what we're going to start off with first, you guys. Mike is going to talk about some of the plates he brought and some of the different shapes and designs.
Yeah.
Yeah, take it away, man.
Okay, so first, I've got this little floppy do right here. So this is a soft armor plate, all right? So no stabbies, no rifle rounds. This is just a soft armor plate. However, you might hear the term ICW or in conjunction with. So this would be something that would ride to the inside of your plate carrier, and then you would have a hard plate, armor plate over the top of it.
Yeah.
So you might have a level 3 plate, 3 alpha plate or RF1 plate now on the outside, and then this would be on the inside. So this is where we get like level 4 plus or level 3A plus, as you would run a soft, just a soft a plate underneath. Or
What
in
is that
conjunction
soft
with.
armor? Where'd you get?
This is a Force 1 armor plate. So we used to fly with these.
Okay.
These are old. You guys.
Those look really thin.
They're super thin.
Yeah.
They're super thin, super flexible.
Okay.
This is just the 1980s cop movies, Kevlar
Okay.
sheet overlaid, woven in. So this will do, like a 44 Magnum. You could stab right through it. I've got a funny story.
Okay.
A guy, one of our AF guys, he thought like it would stop a knife. We're like, yeah, go ahead and try that out. And so he put his hand under there and dude stabbed him through the fucking plate, went right through it. Because it's not
Into
a
his
plate.
hand.
Into his hand, like straight through the fucking thing, right through his
Wow.
hand. That's not what it's meant for.
Yeah.
Right. It's to stop that impact and absorbs the energy, but not a stabby. A stabby will go right through this.
I know my Safe Life stuff, soft armor that I carry in my truck, that will stop knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This specifically says will not stop a knife.
Okay.
Only rated for the ballistic threat level stated above, not intended to protect against rifle fire or sharp-edged or pointed instruments. Right. So this is meant to be worn inside underneath another plate. So this would go in my body armor, and then I would throw another plate outside and another pouch on the outside. Right. So this is that super soft armor.
How many are people running that stuff still?
It's still out there. It's
But
still
not
out there.
common.
It's less common now. So
Right.
you'll notice it's got the side plates on it as well.
Yep.
So some of the bigger, older plate carriers that we used to wear, that you and I used to wear,
Yeah.
versus the little bikini plate bags that are out there now.
Yeah.
They do make the bikini ones in this, but it's less and less common because the plates have come so far since we.
That's what I figured. I'm like
since
looking
we
at
were
that. I was
wearing
like,
this
that's
stuff.
some old school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So there's that. So we'll talk some shapes. All right. So this plate right here. This is what's known as a swimmer's cut. Okay. It's got a lot more of a taper on the edges here. Obviously, right? If I'm swimming and rolling my arms, I can get a little bit more motion and range of motion before it starts to impede and sort of impact what I'm doing here. All right. So this is what's known as a swimmer's cut plate. Then we go into the sappy plate. So this is a multi-curve plate, which we'll kind of talk about here in a second. So it curves both in this direction and in this direction,
Turn it so they can see.
right? So it's kind of got this cup shape to it. Whereas this one just goes this way, right? There's no curve top to bottom. It's just curved left to right, where this one is curved on both axes, right?
And what's that
Up
called
and
again?
down.
Just so people.
So this is a sappy.
Got it.
This is a swimmer's. So you can see, depending on, sometimes most plate carriers don't care what cut you have in there. Some of them do, but you can see where this is a lot shorter. These are both large plates, okay, when it comes to sizing of plates. But you can see this will take up a lot more real estate inside of a plate carrier. So this might fit in your plate carrier, where this one may not. It may not fit in there. All right, so swimmer's cut, sappy cut, multi-curve sappy cut. And then these... So this is, again, just a single cut, but this is just your standard issue square body armor plate. All right. A lot of the times we tend to wear these on our back, on the back plate, because I'm not doing a whole lot of range of motion and flexion and kind of stuff when I'm shooting guns.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter for me on the
gives
back
the most
plate.
surface area covered.
Yeah, exactly. So these are all I think for the most part, all that's really out there, other than when we get into the specific stuff, like the Booby armor that we'll talk about here in a little bit. But these are probably your most common cuts of plates.
Yeah.
So just your regular square one, your swimmers, and then your sappy or a multi-curve. These can all come in multi-curve as well. You can get a swimmers in a multi-curve. You can get a square one in a multi-curve.
Yeah.
But that's what it means, is that it's not just left to right. It's also a top to bottom curvature in the plate.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. So let's move on. Let Marcos and DJ talk about some of the Fraz armor that they're running. So I think I run this armor. DJ runs it. Marcos runs. So a lot of us run this armor. So one of you guys go ahead and talk a little bit about this one.
So what I really like about these is they're flexible. So
What are they first?
So Fraz plates it's a ceramic mosaic tile. So
Okay.
it's an overlaid
Who makes it?
Safe Life.
There we go.
So they're overlaid ceramic tiles over the top of each other.
Okay.
Allows them to be flexible. So
You guys can see he's flexing. You can see the tiles inside there. Maybe you can see. Maybe you can't. Imagine if you're actually watching this or listening. But yeah.
If you pull that one real tight, you can kind of see the
Yeah, you pull
pattern, that
back.
grid
You
pattern.
see the
There you go.
pattern.
Yep.
Yeah.
Little hex pattern in there.
Yep.
Yeah. So this conforms to my body, whereas you've got the multi-curve plates. I mean, these will flex in every direction. Quite comfortable. They're 4 pounds a piece.
Yeah, 4 pounds.
So
Yeah, the smaller
they're light.
sizes for the 11 by 14s are just over 5 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 different sizes for the rifle plates.
Okay.
Yeah. Comfortable. I mean, weight wise all day.
Yeah.
I mean, it still gets
Yeah.
to
Weight
ya,
wise, it's like
but-
it's like that's like I'd say an average.
Middle of the road.
Yeah,
kind of
middle of
like
the
4 or 5
road
pounds.
weight with 4 pounds per.
These are a lot more than 4 pounds.
Yeah,
We'll talk
yeah.
about this
So,
in a bit.
but it's not. They're not bad. I mean, wearing them day in day out. Maybe they're going to be a little heavy. But yeah, they're not too bad. But yeah, keep going.
They're rated. These are level 3, so they will stop green tip and 7.62 by 39
Okay.
Ball.
ball. Yeah.
And all pistol calibers, all that
pistol
kind of stuff.
calibers,
Yeah. Stab proof. I think those are.
Yeah, that should be
definitely stab proof.
sharp
Yep.
penetrated.
Yeah.
What else? They offer them also not just the 2 different sizes, but they also offer the side pieces.
Yep. For the
So,
side plates.
just so that if people are curious about still having the same style, the same setup, the same configuration, I guess, with the ceramic, the Kevlar, and then there's one more base layer. I can't remember exactly what it's made out of.
Yeah, it's some sort of composite thing.
Layer deal.
Yeah, because I've got the Safe Life soft armor, but I can also put these inside my soft armor too to give me that plus
The ICW
that
plus
rating. Yeah.
The really nice thing about the flexible ones, and this is when I first started wearing body armor in the military and stuff like that, where if you prone out, right, you lay down on your stomach trying to prone out with your rifle, man, that edge of that plate just digs right into your rib cage. It doesn't, like you said, right, doesn't move with you any kind of laying down or leaning up against stuff or whatever. To have that flexibility, that would have been great. I mean, I can remember range days coming home and just like a straight line bruise across my sternum from where those plates rested, or it'll like ride up and kind of choke you out from the top of that plate. These are super nice to be able to have that flexibility when you're doing that kind of stuff.
I think they feel great. They're a huge difference. Like I ran some steel plates for the first couple of classes out here. I remember feeling miserable afterwards.
Yeah,
just like,
those are rough. I got those over here.
Like all day, every day. And then, again, that lack of, I don't want to say it's cushion, but it's certainly more forgiving around some of the edges.
No, it's absolutely cushion. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I mean, these are only rated for shelf life of 5 years.
5 years.
5
Right.
years of use.
Right.
So then you need to replace them. But
Yeah, but I mean, let's talk a little bit about that shelf life.
Some expiration date stuff.
Yeah, so I know they have to rate them. They have to put some sort of expiration date on them. But honestly, I mean, the people I've talked to when it comes to expiration.
You want to know the expiration on these?
Oh, those are your military ones?
Yeah.
Jesus, how? Yeah. Where were those issued? What year?
there's a date on it.
November of 2005.
Nice. Those are
Ceramic
20
plates.
years old.
Okay, so so for
5
ceramic plates, what's the
5
shelf
years
life?
on ceramic
It's
plates.
5 years. Okay.
So these expired in 2010.
Yeah.
So that was
But
15 years
I
ago.
bet you if we took those out right now,
100%.
freaking put bullets through them,
Not an issue.
They're gonna be fine.
I wouldn't. I have no issue about the expiration on these.
Yeah. So
which comes
I
from
think the expiration really comes down to companies when it comes to insurance wise having to cover their asses. If someone did get shot with them, that hey, well they were expired, so we're not liable.
Which has happened. I've heard stories.
Yeah? Okay.
Tim's got a really tragic story about that.
Really?
About one of their officers that got issued new plates because his old plates were expired.
Yeah.
Went out on a call, took a round, penetrated his body armor, did not pay out his life insurance because like, well, he's wearing expired plates.
Shit. Wow.
So again, depending on who you are and what you do with these, it can be a big deal.
Yeah.
For most of us, just think of it like that milk that's in your refrigerator. We're just like, oh, those are still good. That's fine.
I don't know if milk would be the right analogy.
I mean, look, you eat the slimy cheese, so I feel like it's right up your alley.
I don't think we should compare this to any dairy product at all.
It's just an analogy that everyone should understand, right? Like just because it says the milk expired today doesn't mean that I can't
Yeah.
eat my
Because
cereal with it.
how expired are those and you still wear them?
15 years. 15 years.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you're drinking 15-year expired.
I am not drinking 15-year-old milk. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But you can start to see, right? So like the little covering is starting to peel away. I make a solid concerted effort to take good care of these.
Okay. I mean, you don't roll around in them.
I don't, right? And that's something we talk about in class, where I'll pull my body armor off when I'm demoing things because I don't want to be dropping down and rolling around on the ground in them, because it will. Eventually, it'll just wear it down and it'll break away. You can see some of these corners are kind of turned in from putting my plate carrier down and picking it up, putting it down and picking it up. So yeah, wear and tear is a real thing. But I would trust these with my life. I do trust these with my life.
Yeah.
I have no issue with those as far as the expiration dates go. But I think it is more just an insurance thing and just keep everyone, because again, we don't want to be walking around with 15-year-old plates.
No, because I mean, look at. Let's see about what year. You say they were issued 2021. So that's where I got these. So these are mine, you guys. I told these guys not to take theirs out of their plate carriers. So These for the Fraz, the same thing. It's a 5-year shelf life on these. I bought these in 2021 when I don't care. Once the 5 years is up, I still trust these. Okay, to stop rounds.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people. It's like they want to spend the money. I can't. What did these guys cost? You guys remember the cost?
$800.
They're $800 for a set. Yeah.
For a set.
For a set. Yeah.
Okay, so 400 basically per. Okay. So I mean, for a lot of people, that could be a lot of money. That it's like, well, they're that much money for 5 years, and I got to replace them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too, right? It's not just, you got to think, right? It's not just, so if you're wearing these for work, right?
Yes.
And I'm running a 12-hour shift
Yeah.
in 105-degree weather in Albuquerque, New Mexico during the summertime. I'm sweating. I'm getting salt deposits on this, the corrosion, the wear and tear, which is really nice about those, how they're in that bag. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But there's nothing, right? As soon as that, now I get corrosion and salt and water, it expands, contracts. So again, that's that wear and tear. Like, am I just wearing them when I go to a class and then they sit in my closet in a nice dry air environment?
That may
that's
be the
usually
case.
where it goes, right?
Yeah.
Or am I no shit wearing these 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours a day, 5, 6, 7 days a week? Then that expiration date may be a little bit more pertinent for you. It may be a more important.
I remember I
thing to
did a
pay attention
video for my soft armor, and I was like, I've had these. I can't remember how long I had it for, like 6, 7 years. I remember somebody piped in, like, you haven't been wearing
way too long.
Yeah, no, they're saying you have been wearing those that long because it would be formed better. It would be more formed to you. And I had to respond to the guy. I'm like, yeah, I've had them, but that was mainly for when I was doing executive protection security, where most of the time you're not wearing armor. The celebrities don't want to be able to see
that overt.
They want to show that, we'd only wear armor if you're going to travel with them outside the country or someplace it's going to be dangerous. You're not even wearing it that much. So I had to explain to the guy, I think it was a cop or something. And I'm like, yeah, I've had it for that long. I've worn it on and off, but not like law enforcement that you're wearing it day in, day out all the time. Yep. Okay, whereas that's going to be different. There's a lot more wear on that product.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right. Anything else you guys want to add on the Fraz stuff? You said you want to talk about the coating? Yeah.
So those are like they were saying, it's a mosaic of little ceramic tiles that are in there. I don't know if you want to pull your steels out real quick just so people can see while we talk about this.
I don't even know if I can
I know.
lift these.
I know, those are heavy. So we may as well get into it.
Shit, yeah.
All right. So those are Nick's just AR-500, right? Those are the targets that we shoot at.
These might have been...
Our targets are made out of AR-500.
Yeah, this might have been the first plate purchase I've made, I believe. Yeah, I got these and I was like, oh, these are retarded. I think I wore them like one time.
I mean, they're budget, they're entry level.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, they were cheap. Cheap. I can't remember how much they were. They were cheap.
Yeah, probably a couple $100.
Yeah.
So you'll notice these here, maybe you won't notice, but the lighting's okay in here. I've got this little seam that runs all the way around the plate. This is for you, Marcos.
Yeah.
I'm gonna squeeze it. Get my finger indentations in here.
What's he talking about?
No one knows.
Oh, I know.
So you can see it's leaving these little marks. Maybe you can't see, but this is what's known as a is it spalling? I think it's spalling.
Yeah.
Coating, right? So as a round hits this, and we see this when you shoot at a steel target, right? It frags that round out. The copper jacket comes off, and it basically just rides the surface area of this plate, just like bullets like to follow walls or across things and stuff like that. So this has a nice sort of spongy, soft coating that's meant to absorb and soak up that frag that happens when that bullet just frags out. So you don't just get a bunch of brass and lead up underneath your throat and copper and all that kind of stuff.
Like what this was
versus nothing. That'll be just like shooting a steel target at the range. That'll do exactly the same thing.
It's got a little curvature to it. Yeah.
So that that Cordura that's in your plate carrier, that's about it. So that bag plays a double role, right? That's a spalling coating, and then it's nice and it keeps all the sweat and the salt and all the gross shit out of your plates. Yeah. But that is a big deal. That spalling coating is huge. They actually sell bags that you can put those in like that.
Yeah.
that you drop that plate in and then put that into your plate carrier.
Gotcha.
To prevent that spalding and that frag out. Because the last thing I want to do is like, yeah, I'm good to go. And I take a round and like all that shit just comes up in my face.
What's the rating on this one?
Okay, so let's talk about this cheap steel plate. This is a level 3 plus. Shelf life on these
Infinite.
20 years, which if these are 5 years and we wear them for 15, this one's good for 20 years. Yeah, infinite shelf life on this guy right here. Weight on this guy, it's 8 pounds. That's a lot. That's a lot of weight, you guys. A lot.
It's really thin though, right?
Yeah,
like
it's really
paper thin.
Yeah, it's real thin.
Like this.
Yeah,
But
look at that thing.
it is heavy. All right. If for me, again, I've struggled with a bad back since I was 25 years old. I tried these and I'm like, nope, way too heavy for me to have in the plates. Even the Fraz plates if my back's flared up or whatever, I can struggle with those as well. So these pretty much sit in my gear locker, and this is like worst case scenario. If shit went down, that's all I had left, and I have something. But yeah.
So
What's the thickness on that one?
Thickness?
it looks pretty thin.
It's like
I don't know.
Quarter inch,
I don't know. What do
maybe?
you think?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
quarter.
This
Quarter?
is 0.7. 0.7.
Okay.
Yeah, so just over half. This is
Yeah.
probably
That's a big boy.
That's 3/4.
at least an inch.
Yeah.
But so that also goes to say, right? So we've got AR 500. This is it's not it's basically a solid piece of ceramic.
Yeah.
Where that is a ceramic composite. Right. So when we think about, and we talk about this in class 2, that hydrodynamic shock as a round hits this, all that energy has to go somewhere. Through that, it's going right into your fucking body. That's just transferring all that hydrodynamic shock into your body. This will absorb a little bit more, right? It's going to crumble. It's going to try and take some of that, absorb some of that shock, where and that's part of that advantage of that tile and that composite, that mosaic in there. It's going to dissipate that, right? It's like a triple different, it's like a layer of ceramic and a layer of whatever and a layer of blah, blah,
I think
blah,
they
whatever.
stole this idea from the old school dragon. Remember the dragon
I
skin?
do remember that. Yeah.
The was it Pinnacle? Was it? I can't remember.
I can't remember his name. That stuff was apparently super legit. He just didn't get the contract and was very angry, and then made a bunch of
because
videos.
they were supposed to be putting on all the armor on the vehicles. They were supposed to be using the dragon skin. I actually went to his warehouse and met with him, and I think he was in like San Francisco or something like that. Before they tanked and went under. But that was interesting stuff. That's when I saw this and how you can flex it back and kind of see all the paneling. That reminded me of the old dragon skin.
Yeah, so that actually brings up a really good point, where there are these ratings, right? Level 3, level 4, level 4 plus.
And now, you guys, if you didn't know, there's new ratings.
Yeah, RF1 and 2 and some other stuff.
So one of the other the female plates we're going to talk about in a second, those actually have the rating, the RF1, which is your level 3. So just if you guys didn't know, make sure you guys pay attention to that the ratings are being changed. I think they're trying to simplify that. I think I read an article saying that the reason for that was trying to simplify.
Sure. Yeah.
It's like,
I'll buy that.
Why call it level 3? Let's just, it's 1, 2, 3 as it goes up.
So the thing to note about the ratings, however, is that these companies have to pay gobbles of money
to get the NIJ.
to get that NIJ rating.
NIJ rating.
So where the Fraz plate doesn't actually have an NIJ rating. They're independently tested through their own company, but it'll do what they say it does, right?
Yeah.
That's their claim to fame, is like, nah, we'll stop green tips. We're not a level 3 armor because we didn't pay the bajillions of dollars to the NIJ to get this rating.
Yeah.
So just understand what that rating means, right? It's kind of like, like SAMI spec ammo or whatever, right? There's plenty of ammo out there that's not SAMI spec, but it works just fine.
Yeah.
But the NIJ is, universally recognized, standardized rating, so that everyone's kind of on the same page, but it does cost companies a lot of money. And so for some of these smaller companies like the Dragon Scale guy and Safe Life and stuff like that, where they may not have an NIJ rating, that doesn't mean that armor isn't good or doesn't work.
And then if you have questions on this kind of stuff, there's tons of YouTube videos out there of people actually physically testing and shooting all of this armor just to prove to you that what it will stop and maybe what it won't stop. Yeah. All right. So that goes with my steel. This
What else you got over there?
This one here, This is an RMA King of Armor. This is a level 4 plate. So what is a level 4 stop?
So level 4 will do 7.62 armor piercing munition. So 308. We're talking 308 NATO armor, black tip armor piercing is level 4.
Yeah.
That's pretty significant, and there's a reason that these things weigh 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pounds a piece.
This one here weighs the same as that one. This one just is another 8-pounder, super freaking heavy. But I wanted at least to have a set of level 4 plates. I think this is my only level 4 plates that I have here. I just wanted something. So these were. I can't remember price point of these ones, but it wasn't too crazy.
So the ratings, right? When it comes to what it'll stop, right? Everyone's like, oh, I need those level 4 plates, right? There's tons of memes out there about the level 4 plus, blah, 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 whatever. The unfortunate, whatever you want to call it, ammo is starting to keep up with the plates, right? So we've got this M855A1 stuff now that'll melt through these level 3 plates.
Oh, what about the 5.7 round? Because those were meant to penetrate
certain 5.7 rounds.
Okay.
There's a lot of those 5.7 rounds, like the blue tips. There's some black tips. There's some other stuff out there for the 5.7. There's we'll see a lot of these super lightweight 9mm rounds. We saw a bunch of those at SHOT Show that are like 60 grains, 85 grains, but they're traveling at like rifle speeds.
Really?
Out of a pistol.
Okay.
That'll melt right through that soft armor.
Okay.
I mean, worthless, absolutely worthless. So the ammo is keeping up with the level of armor as well. Shocker, right? So as my enemies have better armor, I need better ammo.
Okay.
And then as that better ammo comes out, more. Now you can go buy M855 A1s on AmmoSeek. You can go find them.
Yeah.
They're out there for civilian purchase.
Okay.
So again, just a grain of salt, some understanding about what this means and what I really, really need and what my expectation is for this.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion, I think if you can stop green tip and 7.62x39 AR ball rounds, you should be good for about 85 to 90% of the threats that you're going to see out there.
Yeah.
Right. There might be a couple people that have some crazy shit, that's gonna melt through some of this other stuff, but that is not your common experience. That is not the majority of what you're gonna see out there.
Yeah.
So to suffer through wearing fucking 16 pounds of plates, I think so. We had to weigh ourselves
before getting
on flights and stuff like that. We had to know our gross weights and all this other stuff. My plate carrier in combat weighed 98 pounds.
Damn.
98 pounds I was wearing every day. And that wasn't just plates. It was, water and radios and med and ammo. And we used to carry our pistols on our plate carriers. Almost 100 pounds I would strap onto my body every fucking day before I got in that helicopter. So think about that too, right? What am I giving up for this level of protection? Am I giving up mobility? Am I giving up, my ability to do things that I need to do?
You got to be hiking, patrolling with that shit, or just flying around,
yeah. So having some considerations about whether I really, really need that level 4 stuff.
Okay, cool.
Booby armor. We talk booby armor.
Let's talk about booby
some
armor.
Some special
All right,
stuff.
you guys. So, what was it? Halloween. I think I was having my wife put on body armor to try out some of the plates that I have, some of the plate carriers. I was hoping that I was going to be able to make some of my stuff work so it wouldn't cost me any more money. I was wrong.
How'd that work out for you?
Yeah, it didn't work out. Yeah, that cost me about $800 after that. So my wife would put on some of the older plate carriers I have, and basically she'd be wearing it. She'd strap it down, and it was like this, sticking out. Yeah. Okay.
Why, Nick? Why was it sticking out like that?
Because her boobies underneath it were just making the whole bottom of it pop up. It looked fucking ridiculous. Yes. I was like,
duct tape.
No, dude, I strapped it down. It was
like
just
loosen the shoulders, and then it's like out
no,
here.
It was like I couldn't get it. I could not. I'm like, I don't want to spend any more money. I was like, I got plenty of old shit that she can wear. I was just trying to get her all set up with her kit, and it didn't work. So I started doing some research, and I'm like, all right, what is a good option for females with larger boobies? Okay. I mean,
God bless them.
yeah. So, actually, the same company I bought the level 4s from was one of the only, I think maybe
the only one that I know
the
of.
only company out there that makes a plate that is specifically designed for boobies.
So hold that one because that's the multi-curve on this one. You
Yeah,
can see
it's similar. Yeah.
how much more that curve is
Yeah.
in the front.
Yeah. Okay. So this one here, what is this? A level 3? Yeah, level 3. 5-year shelf life on this guy. But and the weight is
Blew my mind.
fantastic. 2.5 pounds. It just, this thing, you can just throw this thing around. I remember when I got them and I grabbed the box with them and I was like, no, there's no plates. There's no plates in here. I opened this thing up and I was shocked at how light these were for level 3 plates. Now, if you do get these plates, we highly suggest that you do buy the plate carrier that they sell with it because it's specifically designed to match the curve of these
I think it even
plates.
says that like these will not fit
Yeah, they won't
in regular
work
plate carriers.
with any other plate carriers. So you got to buy both together. So just so you know, like I said, I think the total cost, Micah, you just did this for your girlfriend.
Under $800.
Was it under $800?
Under $800. I think I found them. I think I bought them straight from RMA.
Yeah,
and
I
they were
bought
like
mine,
15% off, 10% off, 15%
Okay.
off or something. They were running a deal.
Okay.
Plate carrier, 2 plates, under $800.
Yeah. So
Not bad. It's
not bad for everything. The back plate on this one. So you would buy this front curved plate, and the back plate is just regular flat.
Yeah.
There's no reason
Yeah.
to have curvature on the back plate. So that's kind of the set that they come in. But no, the wife was happy with these. She's actually, we just finished up day 1 of our Gunfighter 1 class, and she's actually taking the class right now and wearing. I think she started off the day wearing the plates, and I believe after lunch there was no. There's no
heavy.
plates
It's odd. Back
after
hurting.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The easiest way to find Queen of Armor. You'll notice
Yep.
on Nick's plate, it's the King of Armor.
Yep.
But if you're like RMA, they've got so many plates on RMA.
Yeah.
Just Google Queen of Armor, and it'll pull
It's
up.
gonna
It'll
pop
pull
up.
up those plates right
Yeah.
away.
So if you
Yeah.
have your significant other that you want to share that with, then you guys can go
Right?
ahead. Yeah.
So light,
It's
dude.
really
I
light.
didn't expect that.
Yeah. It's
So light.
really good. Yeah. Okay.
Let's talk some specialty stuff.
Yeah. So let's talk about, big thing that probably came up, maybe 2 years ago is
More than that even.
Yeah. Once I think I didn't see it really heavily started talking about until a couple years ago when it comes to backpack armor. All right. I think when it came to a lot of the
Off-body armor even.
what's that?
Off-body armor.
Yeah, the
right?
school shooting, stuff like that. I know my daughter that still goes to public school. I have I forgot what backpack armor I have in hers, but she has armor in her backpack that she carries every day. This is the backpack armor that I have in my sling bag. Okay, so I carry a sling bag. It's a Condor sling bag that I can put my computer in. I have, if I decide to carry them, I can still carry gun off body, which doesn't happen very often. Just it's there in case I need it. I have a holster that is Velcroed in the inside as well. So I've got this in there. I can store lots of other stuff, and then I can have my gun in there as well. This one here, this is from Angel Armor. This company will only sell their backpack armor to civilians. Any of their other armor is not legal, or that they don't sell it to civilians.
To civilians, that's right,
It's
yeah.
only law enforcement,
Yep.
only military that they'll sell to. I was next to these guys at a gang task force conference. So I talked to them a little bit, and I was like, "Really, you guys won't even sell me any?" And they're like, "No, we're not going to sell you any." Like, well, you can buy our backpack armor. I'm like, "All right, fine, I'll buy your backpack armor." But it's Angel Armor. This one here, this is 3A. Okay, so 3A. Okay, level wise, expiration wise, I don't really think it has anything on here, but yeah, this is stop 9mm, 44. Yeah. Ballistic level threat stated above.
Does that have any flex to it, or is it solid?
No, it's solid.
Pretty stiff. That
Yeah,
one's
it's
pretty
stiff.
Yeah.
It's stiff. I mean, it's thin. This is very, very, very thin armor. So it's real easy to fit in that backpack. It doesn't really affect what else I can carry in there. I know the stuff that I gave Susie for her backpack armor, it's a little bit thicker than this. I think it's maybe the Safe Life guys' backpack armor. I think that's what it is. Yeah. So it's a little bit thicker than this. I believe the rating is about the same. Yeah. So, yeah. So, what about you guys? Any backpack armor that you guys are running with? Anything? No? Yeah. Yeah. So I carry that with me. Never had any problems on flights. No one's ever asked me, so I have it in my carry-on bag. Yeah. No one's ever stopped me and asked, to pull it out to see it or anything like that. So
that's an interesting point, right? Yeah. Where can you have armor? Where can't you have armor? Is there any situation? I know there are some states that do not allow people to buy body armor. I think it's the East Coast. There's some East Coast states out there.
Are there still?
Yeah, where you're not allowed to buy.
I knew when I was still living in California, they were talking about taking it away, but I don't think it ever happened.
I know there's some felony stuff. Like if you have a felony, you're not supposed to buy body armor.
Oh, okay.
I think that's out there. So again, check your local laws. Check that stuff out. But yeah, there are unfortunately some scenarios where you're not supposed to, not allowed to.
Yeah.
Or it's going to raise some eyebrows or something like that. Like, why are you wearing body armor?
Maybe, state-wise, but I don't think any other place. I mean, I know flying-wise, you're fine with it. I mean, they may question you, like, why do you have this? I don't know if they're scanning your bag. It may need to be on the bottom, so your stuff is exposed, because I don't think they can see.
Cover up over the top of it.
They can't see through this with their X-rays or whatever. So you got to have it flipped up the other way.
Interesting.
So I always make sure when I put my bag in, I put the body armor down and make sure they can see everything on top of that. So then I don't have to go and be questioned by TSA or anything like that. They just let it go through.
All right.
Yeah.
Any considerations for you guys? How you treat your body armor, how you pack your body armor, where you store your body armor when you're not wearing it?
No.
Are there things that you do in your, like, I don't wear mine when I demo stuff because I'm constantly like just for some reason
I wear
I'll roll in
mine.
the dirt.
I'll wear mine demoing. I'll roll around the ground with it. I don't really care. My stuff gets stored right back behind you on my display case. So as soon as I'm done teaching, I'll hang it right back on that one. So it stays in a temperature controlled environment. It's not like in one of our Connexes.
Right, hot, cold.
Yeah, hot, cold. It stays temperature controlled. But yeah, what about you guys?
You any specific care regimen for your body? You wash it, dust it off,
kiss a little bit, snuggles.
No, I keep mine just with my gun stuff too. So I'll just like the standard, dehumidifier thing that I have there, just in case, just keeping a little bit of extra moisture out of the area.
Okay.
But I have that not necessarily for this. It's just in the same environment. So
okay.
I say we're all in New Mexico, super dry.
Yeah.
Washington.
He's in Washington. Yeah.
No, they just go in the locker.
Yeah.
Take it off, toss it in the locker.
Yeah. So, yeah, not too much to worry about there.
It does say here, do not bleach. Do not machine wash. Don't iron these.
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
You know, it's written down because someone's done it.
Yeah.
That's why it's written on there.
We've talked about like just the overall threat level,
bullshitting.
and you brought up the spalling and stuff like that. What about backface deformation, stuff like that?
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
a word.
it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
What about it? What about it,
that
Hollywood?
energy-
What
that
about it?
energy has to go somewhere, right?
so how do you think this one's gonna hold up?
I don't want to.
I don't know. I have no
It
idea.
depends.
Actually,
I mean, if that's 1/4 inch AR 500, I mean 9
Yeah,
mil.
it depends on what it's getting
9
shot
mil
with,
is gonna
right?
be
Yeah.
fine. I mean, you hit that with a 308, it's gonna dent it.
Yeah.
But how much more deformation are you getting off of this versus off of that, or vice versa?
I don't know. Maybe we should test it out.
What is, first of all, Hollywood, what is backface deformation for our audience who
Yeah,
may
they
not
may
know
not know.
those
Yeah.
words?
So when a round impacts, there's obviously going to be an amount of, what do you call it?
Energy.
That push through, right?
Yeah, push through. It has to go somewhere. So depending on what type of
So yeah,
round
the
it's
bullet
getting-
may not come all the way through, but it pushes some of the plate or whatever
Into your body.
it.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
into you.
see a bubble of some sort depending on how powerful the round is, what type of projectile and things like that. So obviously Some of these, if they take a smaller caliber pistol, no big deal. Probably not gonna. It's not gonna feel great, but it's not gonna ruin your day necessarily. Other rounds, like you're gonna.
What was that company we were talking to at SHOT Show that had like the 2.5 ounce shotgun slug? He's like, it didn't get through the armor, but it pushed the armor all the way through the ballistic dummy.
Oh, I remember them saying something like that. Yeah.
And it was that stuff, right? It was the soft stuff. He's like, hey, we didn't penetrate the armor. We just made the armor penetrate the target.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn.
Yeah.
That would suck. That would fucking suck. Yeah.
So I love watching the videos on YouTube that show that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
What I mean?
Yeah.
Plus, each of the manufacturers, they have to, right? They show that kind of stuff if it meets certain NIG standards or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's a really important thing also, right? Because you could label whatever you want. Like you could say, or, the way you merchandise your product and it sounds good. Oh, and it's cheaper and this, maybe I'll just do that. But at the end of the day, you might be paying somewhere else. You know what I mean? So that kind of rolled back into like the cost of these things now.
Yeah. No, that's a good segue.
So tell your story. We were just talking about this right before we started filming with
so
somebody he ran into.
How I mentioned earlier, the only two types of body armor that I've ever ran are standard like steel thick heavy plates and then the Fraz.
Okay.
And I'm really happy with the Fraz, and that's what I've been using now for the last few years. And I got a call from a client of mine who does security at a local casino back home, and just asking some quick, hey man, like I see that you run body armor. What do you recommend? He does this stuff every day as security.
And he's wearing plates?
Yeah, or he's looking at investing for the job.
Okay, so
So the company's not buying it for him.
Yeah, security-wise is all over the place. You never know what you're gonna have.
Yeah. You could tell he's looking because he has to buy it himself.
So he has to buy it himself.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And so I said, this is what I run. I love it. It's comfortable. I trust it. All the main key things that I thought was pertinent to the to the phone call. And he's like, okay, thanks. It's too expensive. And then
because you told him the price.
Yeah.
Okay, you told him the price.
Yeah, I told him how much it was, $800 for the set, and it was just like too far outside his budget. And that's the range in what's available is kind of interesting.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I mean, if I were buying plates, I had to wear every single day.
Yeah,
I would spend the extra money to be comfortable.
Yes. Yes, because otherwise you're not going to wear
plate, so 16 pounds versus 8 pounds total.
Yeah,
and flexibility. I'm spending the extra money on that.
It's like with
if you have
anything.
it though, right? Like
yeah,
I know. We say this all the time. Like, if it's not uncomfortable, you're not going to wear it. Blah blah. You're not going to train with it. You're not going to take it with you. But so what does my money get me? Right, entry level is the AR 500 stuff.
Yeah,
super basic, super fucking heavy. Zero flexibility.
Not comfortable.
Spalding is an issue.
Yeah.
But will it stop a fucking bullet? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
So I can start to upgrade that, right? I can put the Spalding bag on it, and that's going to take care of that. There are some coatings even that some companies sell it like spray on. I've even heard people like, I rhino liner the shit out of mine. Okay.
I've never heard that.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. I've heard a couple guys like, I just rhino liner mine.
Okay.
I'm like, that's just great in my truck bed. I'm like,
That's kind of what it feels like, but
shooting up your truck bed, are you? Like that's fucking crazy.
Okay.
Whatever. Maybe, I don't know. Instagram, YouTube doesn't know. So from my basic AR 500 steel plate, what do we think the next step up is? Where do we go from there?
Jesus. There isn't much of a step up from this.
I'm thinking that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the Fraz stuff.
Yeah.
Right. $600 to $800 for a pair.
So you're looking at your step from the basic. You're looking at doubling the price to get up to something
which gets
like
me
that.
Lighter weight.
Yeah.
Right. So what does my money buy me?
Yeah.
It buys in the same armor level because those are both level 3s or whatever. Right. So I get lighter weight. I don't necessarily get more protection.
Right.
I get the nice flexibility, which again, those are pretty unique on the market. The Fraz stuff.
Yeah.
And then from there, you step into composites and ceramics.
Yeah.
Which ceramics will get you a little bit more protection, I feel like. I don't know. Yeah, those are level 3 ceramics. So this, again, the level 4 ceramic plates, you said yours were what? 6 pounds, 7 pounds, 8 pounds?
Which ones?
Your level 4s.
So level 4s are 8 pounds.
8 pounds. That's
8 pounds.
about where these are. I think
Yeah.
these are like 7.5-ish pounds.
Yeah.
So then we get into level 3 ceramics, 2 pounds a plate. So still pretty light, but
Yeah.
now I might get some multi-curve stuff to make it a little bit more comfortable over my steel. And then we jump up in terms of protection.
Yeah.
Right. Then
Price
my money,
point again.
very expensive.
Yeah, those are military.
Thousands.
Yeah.
Very expensive. And kind of fragile. Right. I got to care for these. If I drop this, I could compromise my whole fucking plate.
Yeah.
If I just drop this on the ground, obviously it's carpet in here, but if I just pull my body armor off and like threw it in the back of the helicopter, just threw it in my fucking locker, they were very adamant with us about like, hey, the shit's expensive and it's fragile. Just like a motorcycle helmet.
But that
right?
was back then, though. What's the cost of this stuff now, though?
Ooh, I have no idea.
No
You
idea.
guys tell me. You guys are all the ones with the new shiny stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm the one who had my Ronin plate carrier from fucking 15 years ago. I got 30-year-old body armor. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
was
make
gonna
poor
say that-
financial choices.
Yeah,
I
that
got, I got night vision though.
Yeah, that shit's
Stand by.
old. Yeah, so back then it could be
Right, it
cost
can
that
be
much,
really
but-
expensive.
but-
Yeah.
But
Now it
the
may not be.
industry's come a long
It
way.
may not be. Yeah.
So, I mean, I bet you nowadays,
A level 4. I don't know. Tell you what.
yeah, I'd probably say like $800 maybe for a set. You never know.
Google
Never
knows.
know.
Google knows.
Google-
All right,
Google
continue
will
on,
know.
boys. I'm gonna
How
look
much
this up.
consideration you take into thickness though, dude? Because that level 3,
I would prefer to have the least amount of thickness as possible
Yeah,
with,
I mean, you
with
start
the same
adding-
amount of protection. Yeah.
you got it's in your carrier. You got mags on front of it.
Yep.
Every little
That's
bit
just going to
keeps-
extend out
just
even
keeps
further.
Adding.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
That's tragic.
And how many times have we bought something? Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. It works. But man, does it suck to use?
Yeah, that's-
How often-
that's-
and
that's
then
where these
then
came
don't-
from.
We don't use it.
Yeah, that's where these came from. They just sit in my gear locker because I never use them.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
had bought those first versus those,
Yeah,
you would
I
you
would
would
still
end
use
up
them.
saving
Yeah,
money.
'cause like I said, all three of us are still using this. We've all been using it for 2 or 3 years now for most of us. Yeah. So, what you got, Micah?
I'm still looking. I found ICW stuff.
Okay.
What are your level 4s? You just bought those.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I've had these forever. Yeah. So these were the steel ones were the first plates I ever bought. These were the second plate I bought. These were I bought these in 2018, sir. That's when I got this.
So not
Okay.
2005.
No. So yeah, 2018 for this guy. This one's brand new. That was just 2024. Yeah.
What do you guys feel about where it's made? Because I see a lot of advertisements of like made in China, $200 full set. You know what I mean?
Where have you seen this at?
Like Facebook ads and stuff like that.
I haven't seen that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Anything. I mean,
It looks enticing, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like, man, dang, look at the level threat. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of what I need, but I don't have to pay anywhere near the price.
You guys ready for this?
Yeah. I mean, watch YouTube videos, test it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you got price?
So this is King of Armor, RMA,
Okay.
level 4 plates, rated for 30-06
Okay.
armor piercing, $159 a plate.
There you go.
It's come a long way, boys and girls.
Yeah.
How much they weigh?
Come a long fucking way. 10-year warranty, not bad.
Okay, 10 years.
Single curve, sappy cut.
Okay.
Yeah, 8.3 pounds,
Okay. So
Per plate.
level 4s are pretty.
1 inch thick.
I think they're pretty close. To most of them are around 8 pounds a piece. Yeah. I mean, both these are 8 pounds. That's a lot of weight.
$160, so $300
But I think
$400.
I think the price point on level 4s are actually cheaper than
because no one buys them.
because nobody buys them. Yes.
They're so goddamn heavy.
Yes, because that's what I remember. Because I'm cheap, and I remember when I bought these, I bought the level 4s because they were cheaper than like the level 3s that were out there. Because very few people are going to wear this 8 pounds plate on them.
So let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
I know we don't have a whole lot of time left, but let's talk
Yeah.
about weight. Like, why is that important? Why don't I want to wear 16 pounds of body armor?
Like I told you guys, for me, I already mentioned I've had back issues ever since the military. Had my first back surgery at 25 years old. So weight is a massive concern for me because that could, if I put too much weight on my spine, that is going to trigger. I could be down for days. So I have to be very careful with the amount of weight that I actually put on my spine. It sucks, you know. Just met with another neurosurgeon a few days ago to try to, I've been hounding the VA for years about, I know they have those bionic fucking spines down in the basement that are experimental. I said, I told them that I would agree.
Some Deadpool shit.
Yeah, I would agree to be experimented on. They just kind of look at me like, fucking retard. But I'm still, so that's the weight is massive concern for me because it can physically put me down for days if I hurt myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the same for me. I'm mostly a diesel mechanic, so
Yeah.
my back hurts because of what I do. And if my legs hurt, I can still work. If my back hurts, you don't do shit.
Yep.
You're done. So I mean, having a little bit lighter weight, spending 4 or 5 days down here, and then having to go back to work, or even if you were doing it for a day job, if you had 16 pounds on your back all day.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Yeah. So again, right, not to seem like old and decrepit, for our 21-year-olds, 25-year-olds, our fucking go-getters, hard chargers.
Yeah, wear that 16 pounds.
Every day, day in and day out, right? Why do you think we're broken? It's not because like we're old and fucking whatever. Yeah, it is, but it's because we wore this shit 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours a day, every day, 7 days a week for years and years and years. There's considerations in terms of how do I bend over to pick something up, right? We wouldn't even think about that. But when I got 98 pounds of body armor on, just to bend over to pick up my go bag, or just to like, oh, I fucking dropped my mag, let me go pick that up. You got to do it different. And that they don't teach you that shit, right? Hey, put the shit on, go job.
I remember our heavy packs when we were hiking stuff like that. With the heavy packs,
rucks and shit.
You'd find a slanted wall or a dirt berm to put your back against it, so then you could just slide down, and it supports your pack. So then you could fucking take it off your shoulders and take a break, but also made it easier to put it back on because it was elevated and on the berm, so you could just
Get underneath
slide back into it, and then shimmy back up the wall. Yeah,
wear and tear. It's a thing, you guys. It's a legit thing. So I think that's another consideration is how am I wearing it? Is it just running around? Yeah, if I'm just doing a quick, hour, 2 hour range session, 16 pounds of plates is maybe not that big of a deal for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I'm wearing that day in, day out, like your guys working his own private security, that's a fucking thing. That's a real thing to consider.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to that, because then it's just not just your plates, right? Now I've got mags. Now I've got
That's
water.
what I was going to say. 5 pounds versus 8 pounds. Whoa, what's the difference? 3 pounds. That's not a big deal. But by the time
makes it-
everything
What's
else,
the little phrase? The ounces equal pounds, pounds equals pain.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't remember that? That's what they used to tell us all the time. Yeah.
It's a big thing in like guys that backpack high country stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Like
ounces. They don't count pounds. They count ounces.
Ounces.
Because it makes a difference. It makes a difference. Yeah. All right. Cool.
And then real quick back
Yeah.
on the spalling.
Yeah.
I mean, how many of you guys have shot AR 500 plates and you go walk out there and there's a line
Oh,
of dirt.
yeah.
That's from the spalling. All that copper and brass, or lead and brass, is going down. Copper. It was copper. Yeah. Copper and lead. I mean, you got a line there. So if with that's going to go up.
That line is 360 degrees. There's no dirt up here for you to see it. That's the stuff that comes raining down on you. Like,
Trim it up a little bit. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Anything else you guys want to add? We good?
do you think it's worth it?
Getting armor?
Where in my Maslow's hierarchy of needs of equipment does body armor sit for you guys?
Well, I've had body armor for years and years now.
Because we work in it, right? We started with it.
I'm like,
we grew up in it.
I've had it forever.
What was your guys' like, I
Yeah.
need armor. I'm ready. I need armor. What was your deciding factor for making that purchase?
It was coming here,
Okay.
starting to talk to you guys, hang out with you
Like
guys.
when you were a student?
student.
Okay,
Another
so you
student
didn't have
coming
body armor at first, but when you came out here as a student, and then we convinced you.
here. Yes.
We told you enough horror stories like, oh, shit's going to go down. You better get fucking ready.
Yeah.
Scared 'em.
And I need to buy more. I mean, I don't have enough. I mean, I've got plates down here.
Okay.
It's really hard to travel with plates, especially when they're, you're packing everything else to come down here,
Yep.
airplane wise.
Weights at a premium.
Yeah.
You get on an airplane, you got 16 pounds of plates.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot less luggage you can have in your bag.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I do need to buy probably another set or two to have to have, one
Just
at
as
my
a backup?
place, one here.
Okay. Got it.
But
What about you, Marcos? What made you buy him?
Instagram
No, not Instagram. I don't have an Instagram.
lies.
I don't think I do. I'm not sure how it works. Honestly, when I started thinking about, as an instructor, how many rounds are going off around me day in and day out.
So more about protection for you?
Yeah. And
Okay.
I'm thinking just like, it's another piece of insurance. Like, I never want to test these out.
Okay.
I don't want to, never, right?
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where it could be like a numbers game. You could do all the right things,
Yep.
make all the right decisions. You could be standing in the right place, keep everybody as safe as possible, and you learn
Just
how
takes
to do
one
that
time, right? When
better
somebody
and
turns
better
around
and
and
better.
points a gun at your face?
That's exactly it. Things can happen. And so if you're doing this day to day around that much gunfire, that was
That's
in
what
my
made you-
head.
okay.
Yeah.
Just
So,
insurance.
I remember I've attended lots of firearms classes over the years, lots. One class and one class only that I've ever taken required every person to wear
Oh,
body
interesting.
armor. Every
Interesting.
single person. I thought it was very interesting. That I was like, wow.
I've not seen that.
Yeah. One class. Yeah, there's like, you're not allowed here. You're not allowed to come here and shoot. You could have soft armor. It'd be fine. Didn't matter. And he also
Something.
had rental body armor. Yeah. So if you didn't have it, you could pay to rent armor from them, but you could not attend the class without wearing body armor. I was interesting. Yeah. Well, that was interesting.
I think what got me was it was interesting to see, because again, right, like we wore body armor for years and years and years, and I had it, and so I wear it here, no big deal. But I would go to like 2-gun and 3-gun matches, and I would see people running around in body armor. I'm like, what? Why is everyone I'm like? Oh, I don't know any of these retards.
Yeah.
Like I might know 2 or 3 of these people. They're not my group, right? They're not my tribe.
Yeah.
I don't train with them. I don't shoot with them.
Yeah,
Like
you-
I would trust you guys live fire to not muzzle me and cook rounds off into me or whatever if we're doing some stuff, a little bit more high speed. I have no idea who those 73 people are who show up to a match
Yeah.
on a weekend and are running a 2-gun match with
How
ARs.
safe they are with their weapons.
Holy shit. I was like, I should probably start wearing my armor to these matches now.
So you did?
I do now.
Okay.
Yeah, if I go to a PCSL match or I go
Yeah.
to a 2-gun match, I am fucking wearing my armor. Because I was like, if I'd wear it here when I have as much control as we
yeah.
can have,
Yeah.
and I have no control, why wouldn't I be wearing my armor here? Like, holy shit. So that was kind of the thing for me, was the competitive side of things, where it's
Okay.
like, wow, if I'm going to be doing this on a regular basis, and again, rifle, not pistol, USPSA stuff,
Not
pistol
so much.
pistol
Okay.
rounds we can probably patch you up. We can make it whole, no big deal. But those distances, working with these rifle rounds, even just the 55 grain, Winchester white box stuff, forget about it. Forget about it. There's not a whole lot we're gonna do. So that was a kind of an interesting thing for me. I was like, I'm seeing a lot of guys in body armor. Like, oh, it makes sense that I don't know any of them.
Yeah.
I don't trust these guys.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Yeah. So that was
good. Yeah.
That's kind of where it was for me. So
Okay. Cool.
cool.
Yeah. So, all right. So, I think that's it.
Yeah, it was a good one.
We'll wrap it up. So hopefully, like I said, we were asked by students. I can't remember who. I know someone emailed in and said, "Hey, can you guys talk about in more detail about armor?" So there you have it. Hopefully, this was enough information for you guys. If not, you can always comment underneath this video or podcast, whatever you're listening or watching this. Reach out to us on the website, the ghostringtactical.com website. And if we didn't cover something that you wanted to cover, just ask us there, and we'd love to help you guys out and answer those questions. So hopefully this helped, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Good deal.
Hollywood out.
Thanks for listening to the American Gunfighter Podcast. Be sure to listen next week, and please don't forget to leave us a review. Also, if there's a topic you'd like us to look into, please be sure to leave a comment.